takes a long time. But what's a Jubilee? Remember Jubilee, there's some fight at the top level. So we ask Kenyans, if you support Jubilee, which faction do you support? Do you support the Kanini Kega one or he's called Kioni, Jeremiah Kioni? So we then say the ones who support Jeremiah Kioni are opposition and Kanini Kega are pro-government. So that's how we ended up with the two categories. So you'll be seeing our findings talking about those two categories of our respondents. So let me go straight to the presentation. And we're talking about the direction that Kenya is heading. This is a question that is asked standard across Kenya, even in other countries like South Africa, Uganda. This is a question that is used to assess whether Kenyans think that the country is heading in the right direction. And if it is or it's not, what are the reasons for these sentiments? So what are we finding in this study? We're finding that 56% of Kenyans feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction. 56% of Kenyans. 25% say it's heading in the right direction, and then you have about 19% who've got no opinion or who say it's neither heading the wrong direction or the right direction. So what we did is that we split this analysis into whether people were pro-government or pro-opposition, or those who said they did not belong to any of the two sides. So if you look at the pro-opposition, and if you look at the red bar, you find that 78% of the pro-opposition feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction. And if you look at the pro-government respondents, 43% say the right direction, whereas 38% say the wrong direction. Now, the ones who do not affiliate themselves with either Azimio or Kenya Kwanza, we also see that 56% of them are saying that the country is heading in the wrong direction. So what you're seeing is that a substantial number of Kenyans feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction. We've done a comparison of the results in March and the results in June 2023. Because when you trend data, that's when you begin to say, is the sentiment changing or not changing? And what you're seeing between March 2023 and June 2023, the sentiments have definitely changed. So the percentage of Kenyans who feel that the country is going in the right direction has declined from 37% to 25%. Those who feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction, March 2023 was 48%, and currently it's 56%. So the Kenyans who feel that the country is going in the wrong direction has gone up. Now let's analyze what are the reasons for these sentiments. Why are Kenyans saying that the country is heading the wrong direction or the right direction? So let's go to the right direction. And remember, those who are saying the country is going in the right direction now are only 25% of Kenyans. So they appreciate the leadership of Kenya Kwanza and President Ruto, that's 24% mentioned. And they also say that the economy is improving and the cost of living is not so bad, only 12%. So those are the 25% who feel that the country is heading in the right direction, and remember, they are a minority. Those who say that the country is heading in the wrong direction, if you remember, they are 56% in total. What is their main reason why they think the country is heading in the wrong direction? So a large majority, 79%, say that the country is heading in the wrong direction because of the high cost of living. And this is basically talking about the economy. We then decided to say, can we check whether those who feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction, and when they give a reason, is there a difference between those who are pro-government and those who are pro-opposition? And if you look at the chart here, the top text is like economy, cost of living, meaning all the people who say that's a reason why they're rating or having sentiments that the government is heading in the wrong direction. But when you look at the percentages, total is 79%. Those who are pro-government, 86% say the cost of living is a problem. Those who are pro-opposition, 74%. And those who don't have any political affiliation, 81%. So what can we say? The issue about the cost of living does not affect one political divide in terms of the supporters. It's affecting both. And Kenyans are unanimous, regardless of their political affiliation, that the reason why the country is going in the wrong direction is because of the high cost of living. Now, for those who say that the country is heading in the right direction, and remember they're only 25%, we then analyze them by either pro-government, pro-opposition, or no political affiliation. And you can see that the pro-government respondents feel that the leadership of course, by President Ruto and Kenya Kwanza is good. But interestingly, if you look at the bottom bar, where they don't give a specific reason, 19% of them don't give a specific reason, which is quite big, which is almost equal to the first one. So even though they're saying that the country is heading in the right direction, 19% do not give a reason. So the question, were they wondering whether it's unpolitical to say a bad thing about a particular government or not? We don't know. So it's been, is it 10 months since the government took over? Yep. So the question is, what do Kenyans think about how this government is performing? What are their main achievements and failures? Who's the best performing public or senior public official? And then what we've done is also ask Kenyans to give a score to the president. How is he performing in terms of fulfilling the campaign promises? So let's start with the positive. What are the achievements? And this is the June 2023 study. Top mention, although the percentages are not really high, in terms of an achievement, is that the Kenya Kwanza government has set up the Hustler Fund, and which is known to be sorting out what you call the bottom-up economy at only 10%. Then the next one is reducing the cost of fertilizer and other agricultural outputs at 8%. However, if you go down the chart, you'll see those who say that the Kenya Kwanza government has achieved nothing is 51%. That's a majority. And that's why you're seeing a lot of mentions, but the percentages are very few. But 51% of Kenyans feel that the Kenya Kwanza government has achieved nothing since they got into power. Now, let's look at the none, analyzed by pro-opposition, pro-government, and so on. If you look at the green bar, it is a pro-opposition, and you can see 7% of the pro-opposition respondents feel that the Kenya Kwanza government has achieved nothing, whereas 31% of the Kenya Kwanza supporters or pro-government supporters feel that the government has achieved nothing. Again, let's look at a trend, because it's always good to look at are the sentiments changing or not. Now, in terms of achievements, when we did this study in March 2023, the topmost mention was setting up the Hustler Fund, which was at 29%, but it has reduced in the June 2023 survey to 10%. That is a very big decline. If you look at the setting up the cost of fertilizer, it's moved from 5% to 6%. There's no difference there because the margin of error in our data is plus or minus 2%. Now let's look at the respondents who say nothing, meaning there's been no achievement. In March 2023, those who said that the Kenya Kwanza government had achieved nothing were 38%. If you look at the number that is giving mentions now, it is 51%. So you can see the inclination is saying, you know what, we elected you, we expected A, B, C, D, there were many campaign promises, but the government has done nothing, according to Kenyans. And of course, this would explain why over half of Kenyans are thinking that the country is heading in the wrong direction. Let's look at the main failures of the Kenya Kwanza government. Again, linked to the reason why the country is heading in the wrong direction. And what we are seeing here, out of the total sample, 52% of Kenyans are saying that increased economic hardship is the reason why, or one of the things that they count as the failures of the Kenya Kwanza government so far. As we all know, both sides, whether it was Azimio or Kenya Kwanza, one of the key manifestos they had or campaign promises was sorting out the economy. But now that the Kenya Kwanza government got into power, over half the sample, over half of Kenyans are saying this is one of their failures. They have actually increased economic hardships for Kenya or for Kenyans. So again, here we're looking at the trend. And the mention of economic hardship has moved from 37% in March 2023 to 52% in June 2023. If you look at mentions of failed campaign promises or failure to deliver on the campaign promises, the mention has moved from 14% to 7%, and the list continues. But for us, what we are seeing in this data is that there's a link between how Kenyans are rating the government, the high cost of living, and increased economic hardship. At the end of the day, government promises a lot: education, water, roads, and etc. But the thing that is at the top of everyone Kenyan, or majority of them, is the increased economic hardship. So I now want to go to another section. So we've talked about performance of the Ruto government or the Kenya Kwanza government. So here we say, are there individuals who are doing well or standing out? Because at the end of the day, government is currently, I think we have about 22 cabinet secretaries and many other government officials. So are there government officials that are perceived by Kenyans to be doing well?